Hello.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Hello. Can anyone tell me in the comments if I am audible? If there is any kind of problem, I would request you to please let me know in the comment section. I will be reading all the comments. Thank you. First of all, I would like to put a little emphasis on why we do data analysis. Basically, a credible amount of data has to be allowed for a substantial conclusion. When we have to make some conclusions, we go for data analysis. Information collected now must be described, analyzed, and interpreted. You have to look beyond the raw data to ask important questions about what the results mean and whether they are significant or not. You have to check the data ground knowledge and show you you apply knowledge and I hope that will be very useful for all the students enrolled in their masters or doing their PhDs. It would be very useful for them in their uh, research. Data analysis process basically there is a voice issue. Let me. Am I audible now? Clear? Am I audible now clearly or not? Okay, thank you so much. Basically, data analysis process consists of the three steps: grouping data according to evaluation questions or report sections, like uh, some other things, it would be of no use if you go for a frequency distribution. I would describe each thing in upcoming slides. And then is the writing text and creating graphs for each report section. And now I would like you to let me know in the comment section what is data. What is the data? Anything that can be measured is data, and that could be anything around you is data. That is you itself. You have a height, you have a weight, you have a blood group, that is data. You have a gender, that is data. Your families, the people around your colony, your cities, or data is of two types. Data, quantitative data is anything that height, that could be your weight, that could be the HB level in your blood serum, that could be the serum ferritin, that could be that could be like the moisture content in an apple. Anything that can be measured or quantified is quantitative data, and anything that cannot be quantified and that can be qualified is qualitative data. And that qualitative data, you can say that your gender, your cost, like this kind of stuff is the qualitative data, like color, you can say, for instance. Basically, statistical methods are of two types. One is the descriptive and other one is differential methods. Basically, I would like to say that anything that can be measured and that can be quantified, differential methods would be applied. And two groups, then we go for, or we have the two treatment groups, then we go for t test, or if if there are more than two study groups, then we go for analysis of variance or ANOVA. And the other one, descriptive groups, basically we go for three kind of statistical tests: univariate, bivariate, and multivariate. Univariate for one kind of one treatment group, bivariate for two treatment groups, and multivariate for three treatment groups. And here are some basic definitions, starting from the variable. Anything or any characteristics of an individual or an entity that has an ability to vary is a variable. That could be like, as I said, nature of your body could be varied. That could be that could be varied. And you can compare a variable uh, among yourself and among other people. Like, you can compare your HB level with the HB level of your class fellow, or with the HB level of your uh, school fellow or your family member. You can also compare your height with some other person. And basically, variable is of four types. One is the nominal, that can be named, like your gender, like first, second, third. An interval, like temperature ranges, and then is the ratios. And distribution is basically, I have an example in the upcoming slide of they're describing distribution. This is basically of a variable that tells us what values the variable takes and how often it takes these values. And then is the outlier. This is something interesting. An outlier basically I would give you an example of it, like taking people from just of 1 to 2 years, and the students have they have a frequency of 2, and I have divided into 3 groups. I have categorized these students in 3 groups: from 1 to 2 years, from 3 to 4 years, from 5 to 6 years. In 1 to 2 years, you can also go from make the groups like 1 to 3 years and 4 to 6 years, or you can make 2 groups, and you can do whatever you like to do. Students with 1 to 2 years are 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. Similarly, 7 plus 15 are 12, and 4 plus 2 is 6. Here is the data presentation. Basically, we present data in two forms. One is the numerical, and the other one is graphical. The numerical data is shown in the form of tables, and the graphical And now I would show you some important thing, like I would about nutrition research. You can say that, as you see here, here is the National Nutrition Survey 2018 key finding reports. Key finding report. You can download it from Google by just typing it. What my point to show you is the data analysis and interpretation here. You can see that here you can see that food security in Pakistan is 63.1%, early initiation of breastfeeding, exclusive breastfeeding, stunting, wasting, this kind of stuff. And if we go further down, a lot of data is provided Balochistan, and there are, you can say that some variable given here. Now I would like to give you some. See this uh, chart here. It says that children under 5 years of age in Pakistan are 17.7% have wasting, 45.8% early initiation of exclusive breastfeeding, and 40.2 are stunted. Similarly, here you can see that prevalence of malnutrition among children under 5 years. 40.2% of the uh, you can say that children are stunted, 17.7 are wasted, underweight and overweight. Here you can see everything in this uh, chart. So this is basically, you can see that the representative data graphically provided from radio spectrum. And now here you can see from you give assessment, when was this health assessment done, then is the blood group. Your respondent blood group must be mentioned like A, or O, and what was either it was negative or it was positive. Then his name, surname, if you need that, date of birth, that is very necessary because a lot of things with respect to nutrition are associated with there is a separate function of date of birth and age, and then is the gender, marital status, if he or she is married or not, occupation, cell number, if cell number in case we need to contact him in some cases, and then is the physical activity level of 1 to 5, and then is the HB level, that is a good biomarker, that is blood sugar, children's if any, water intake, some other parameters. Then are the life stages, education, occupation, mother occupation, father occupation, type of residence, and it has a lot of stuff here. Socioeconomic status, uh, utilities, luxuries, source of water. What is the source of water? Either it is can water, supply water, filtered water, mineral water, or whatever that is, and sleeping hours per day, and then are the lot of you can see that the vital signs, pulse rate, blood pressure, temperature, and this kind of stuff, physical activity level. Then are the biomarkers, serum calcium, if we have to see if that person has a calcium deficiency or not, and then family history here, clinical signs of malnutrition, pale complex. These are, you can see that about 41 different signs and symptoms of malnutrition given here. Then any kind of and so comprehensive research, you have to go for this and not this one. But when you are going a simple assessment, then this performa is workable. And now we would come to SPSS here. SPSS basically has two kind of modes. Currently, I am in data view, and here in the bottom left corner where my mouse is pointing right now, you can see that I am here at data view, and there is another view that is a variable view. If I click on variable view, you can see that I have there is a slight change in the screen as well. This is data view, this is variable view. In variable view, you put your variables. I would go back to my uh, performer here. Everything on this performer is a variable. Nationality is a variable, religion is a variable, ethnicity is a variable. Each everything on this performer is a variable, and that is uh, entered here. Like I would start from gender. You can say that basically type. This is it doesn't matter. You can go for numeric here. It doesn't matter a lot. Width and missing columns, these all things doesn't matter. What matters is this measure. As I have told you earlier that there are four types of data, like nominal, ordinal, ratio, and that kind of stuff. In this case, in SPSS, there are SPSS uh, distinguishes data in three forms. One is the scale, that is numeric data, you can say, and then is the ordinal or this is a nominal. So we see that uh, performer, if I fill the first performer here in this first row, like there was a person who was a male. If I write male here, then SPSS doesn't consider uh, this kind of you can say that qualitative data entry. What SPSS considers is 1 2 3. SPSS would consider it, but if I write here male, then SPSS just ignores this. So we have to tell SPSS that what does 1 mean, and what does 2 mean, and what does 3 mean. So here in the value section, you will tell SPSS that what does 1 mean. If you okay, so you will tell SPSS that the value 1 is labeled for the females, female. Okay, so, and you will then tell SPSS that the value 2 means a male. Sorry, here, like this. And when you enter this, the values would be here. The label is basically when you are taking the output, what some variables that literally need variables, but we do not require any kind of variable in case of gender here. I will tell you in the entry of next variable. And then in the now in the data variable, I saw when I would enter 1, SPSS is considering it 1, 2, 1. I would put some 3. I have also used 3 as well here. That are enough. On this ribbon section, there is a button here that is third from the right, that reads uh, uh, tags, value labels. If I click on this button, you can see that SPSS has now considered the 1 as female, 2 as male, three, one as female, two as male, and there is nothing here on three because we didn't told SPSS that what does three mean. If we go back to variable view here, and I go again to value section here, I would tell SPSS that three means not specified. Now SPSS would, sorry, not specified. Okay, and now SPSS would see that three means not specified. So basically, now I would again here, if I enter one SPSS, I have entered one here. SPSS would read it as a female, and if I enter three, SPSS would read it as not specified. And if I write something like I write here female, SPSS doesn't. SPSS just ignores this kind of stuff. So you have to tell SPSS that what your coding is here in the value section. Okay, I would just go for another variable here, like right. You can see that given a SPSS will ignore this. You can see that because there was an error as well. The variable was lifestyle. I have given another a space here as well, and I am pressing enter here. Here an error message appears that legal character. So what the purpose to tell you here is SPSS doesn't consider spaces. So what could be the replacement of a space, that is and underscore, like life underscore stages. Here you can see, if I'm not sure if you could see it or not, here is an underscore. Variable 2, SPSS would consider this label here, and values are similarly the same. Like one is for we would tell SPSS that one means age group of 20 to 30 years, two means 30 to 40 years, three means 40 to 50 years, four means 50 to 60 years, and similarly 5 means 60 to 70 years. We have to tell SPSS that what is your coding section. Missing and column, this you don't need to bother about these kind of things. And measure is important. You have to tell SPSS that this is a nominal variable. And similarly, I would take another a numeric variable as well. Like here is the pulse rate. That is pulse. I am again using an underscore and not a space. Okay. I would give a label of pulse rate in the label section, and I give acha, in this case of the data, like when there is a numeric value, you do not have to put a value. Okay, so we would it would be retained as none here. But in measure section, you have to tell SPSS that it is a scale uh, variable and it is not a nominal variable, because the pulse rate could be uh, uh, some you can say that volunteers may have a pulse rate of 112 as well. So you have to tell SPS that it is a scale variable and you do not need to put any kind of values here. So uh, up till now, is there any confusion or should I repeat anything? Because I'm going to the third section of this presentation. You can let me know in the comments, please. So I see that you do not have any kind of question, so I should move on. Okay, I move on. And in the third section of this data analysis, I would give you a practical observation that how actually the data analysis works. This is not a comprehensive lecture on how would you analyze your data, because as it's mentioned in the title section that these are basically the basics of data analysis in SPSS. So I have made a sheet for you people here. Here you can see that there is a lot of data here. There is the marital status, nationality, religion, ethnicity, life stages. There is education, occupation, mother occupation, father occupation. There are a lot of variables here. You can see that I have also used codes here like SOW. What does SOW means? I have just used a code word in that similarly, you can see that I have labeled a lot of variables here. These you can see that malnutrition symptoms, eye rings, vision, weak vision, white eyes, and hair fall, and that kind of stuff here. And here you can see that I just added labels. I didn't wrote the name of a specific variable. Okay, this is because I know that because when you would be used to SPSS, you may also don't consider writing the names of those variables. Instead, you would just label them. So, and then you can see that first of all, marital status. I would I have told that means there are three means master There is the other occupation in BA, businessman, business and we can see variables C here, the D. I am studying engineering electrician, I know that is D. Okay. So and here labels you can see that eight different types of blood groups: A positive, B positive. One is for A positive, B is for two is for B positive, three is for AB positive, four is for O positive, and similarly eight is for O negative. Okay, so and here in the measure section, all of the variables are nominal. You may see here that I didn't included the you can say that the quantitative variables like the you can say that weight uh, HB level or pulse rate, that kind of, because SPSS is not made for means, it is made for uh, this kind of data, or you can say that qualitative data. We would I would also put another lecture on uh, quantitative data as well in upcoming days. So here in the data view, you can see that a lot of code one two basically on this section. I would click this button and you would see that SPSS has just considered what it was told. Like it was told what is MPhil, it was told what is whose mother was a housewife. And one important thing to be considered, there is a difference between variable view and data view. In variable view, you have variable in rows. Okay, in data views, you have variables in columns, and you have your volunteers in rows. Like row 1 is of one volunteer, row 2 is of your second volunteer, row 3 is of your third volunteer, and similarly row 4 is of uh, you can see that your fourth participant. And now we will go for your you can say that the research objective. I would just do a quick analysis for your team, and it would be very specific in our upcoming lectures as well. So if you analyze here the table section, you can see after 5 objective and case here. Our data, I would select random variables from here. Like I would select marital status here. Okay, I will then I would select education here, and then type of family, socioeconomic status here, source of water here. You can also select all of your data, but I will just I will select this variable here. Okay, these are, I have selected 5 random data for analysis. And then you see here are some button given like statistics, percentile values. You do not need this kind of stuff, you do not need this kind of stuff as well. You do not need any kind of stuff from here. I have seen some students who apply standard deviation on this kind of data. This data has nothing to do with standard deviation or mean or median or this kind of stuff, because mean, median, standard deviation are basically quantitative. I would just cancel it here. Then is a chart section. This is very interesting. I would give it a I will ask SPSS to draw bar charts for me with percentages here. Okay, you can go for frequencies, but I would prefer percentages in bar chart. You can go pie chart. Pie chart is not recommended, and histogram is also not recommended. So bar chart with percentages is good. I would continue here. This is just how you want to arrange your data, like in ascending or descending, or uh, whatever the way you want to organize your variables. Okay, this is not so important. And then is the style. You just it should not be focused as well. And similarly, the only thing that matters here is the chart section, I would say. Okay, I would just click on go okay here. As you can see that here the window is open. You can see this is running frequency. You can see okay. So now this for you can see that we have selected of the variable managed roughly here social economic. See that so you should be in case of your you can say that when applying your statistics. And then is the frequency table of marital status. You can see that unmarried and married volunteers in current study, like there were about 7 unmarried volunteers and 52 unmarried volunteers. They with a percent of 11.9 and 88.1. 5.1% of the population had a metric education, and 15.3% of the volunteers had bachelor's education. And similarly, only 1.7% of the respondents were holding a PhD degree. And then is the social. Similarly, here is the social, tabulation of socioeconomic status, source of water, and the variables we used. Has charts here for us. So you can see that the labels are same of it is up here. You can the work. There is an interesting thing about SPSS that you can edit your charts as well. I would edit this chart because it has a lot of responses. I would just double click on it. It would take me to okay. Actually, it's open in my second screen here. When you would double click on a variable, SPSS would drag you on this window. Here you can I would close it. You can customize your chart. In the element section on the ribbon, you can uh, show the data labels here. Okay. Now that percentage of clusters of so, like if you many criteria you can add in this variable. Similarly, the percentage and everything given the percent and yes, for this specified similarly you can also give it like I this you have to resize it and you can for to 24. You can see that it is okay. And you can outside like you can this time Times New Roman. So similarly, you can part as well. Whatever. Okay. So this is all about the basics. Uh, mentioned your fun topics like in specific kind of study. I didn't just didn't discuss on for Facebook and section. I would request you to please ask the comment section and you have any suggestion there is uh, in the comment you can uh, add to any of the here if you have okay so much this that to have a clear understanding of SPSS and life is